This is the agenda planning meeting for the Board of Directors. I will now call the meeting to order. If you would, please silence your phones. This meeting is being recorded for the accuracy of the proceedings. The agenda planning meeting is to set the final agenda for next week's board meeting. There will be no votes taken on suggested agenda items at this meeting. Board voting and approval of agenda items only will occur at next week's board meeting. Right now, I'm going to ask the board members to introduce themselves. Struggle with that one. Bud, would you start this today?
I'm Bud Jensen, a director.
Hank, I'm secretary.
Jay Zawatsky, vice president.
Roger Beagle, president.
Don Hicks, director.
This one's a tough one. It is great sadness and extreme sorrow that I announce that the Cottonwood Palo Verde community the passing of Woody Nyman on July 19th. He was a homeowner, a fellow board member, great mentor, terrific friend to all of us. As a leader and a friend to this board and our community, he will surely be missed. I ask those in the audience today and all that are watching on live streaming to pause for a moment of silence and reflection in honor of Woody Nyman. Thank you. Since this meeting has no audience except for the necessary management, I will try to explain the agenda items as we proceed. Before we start this meeting, I would like to recognize the management that are in attendance today. Thank you all for attending. I also like to have an announcement today, and this is the replacement for Woody's term. The board has selected Irene D.L.E. Seal to fulfill the term of Woody Nyman, which will expire at the end of March of next year. As we go through our agenda today, the board members will be asked if they have any additional information or if they have questions or need clarifications on the agenda items. When questions or comments are completed, I will ask the board members if this is to be left on the agenda. I am looking for a response of yes from the board members. So looking at the agenda, we'll start with Pledge of Allegiance. Hank on?
Yes, we will have a pledge of allegiance.
Very good, thank you. Next on the agenda is approve the June 24th board meeting minutes. Should we leave this on?
Yes.
Yes.
We will leave on president's message. We will also leave on employee of the month. Frank Gould is not with us today, but as a treasurer, he will have a report next week. We come down to committee reports. Architectural Compliance Committee, Bud Jensen, do you have something to report?
Not today, but I will have some board meeting next week.
At the board meeting? Very good. The committee meetings are still on summer hiatus, and there will be no reports. Don Hicks, will we have a project report?
Yes, we will, Mr. President.
Thank you, Don. Steve, will we have a management report?
Yes, I will have a full report.
And as always, I like to leave on the director's comments. Under Capital Reserve Replacement Fund request, this is your tab number 2. Management recommends the replacing 2 greens mowers at the Cottonwood Golf Course with 2 Greenmaster Triflex mowers. The current motors are worn out and serve their useful life. The current mowers will be sold. 3 competitive bids were received for the 2 Toro Greenmaster Triflex mowers from Simpson Norton for $80,688, Professional Turf Products for $86,435, and Turf Star for $101,852. All bidders had the same warranties of 2 years parts and labor for the motor. Is there any board questions, comments, or clarifications needed?
I have a question of Bill, Mr. President. Bill, we're replacing 2 greens mowers. And it appears that the 3400s are the larger fairway mowers. Is that correct?
That is not correct.
That's not correct.
It's 2 greens mowers. It's listed there as cottonwood only, but it's 1 greens mower for cottonwood, 1 for Calvary.
And they're the small greens mowers. The smaller greens mowers, they're not the fairway mowers.
It's not fairway one, no sir.
They're the smaller greens mowers.
Yes. I don't understand that last thing you said.
Smaller greens mowers.
Small.
Our existing greens mowers are smaller than the fairway mowers.
Yes,
These are smaller greens mowers, is that correct?
I still don't understand that question.
We are replacing 2
2,
small greens mowers. Small greens mowers.
yes,
That are
right,
smaller than the fairway mowers.
yes, sir.
Are these the smaller greens mowers? Are they the larger fairway type
The
mowers?
smaller greens mowers.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. We'll change that wording for next week. Board members, shall we leave this item on the agenda?
Yes.
Next up on the agenda is tab number 3. Management recommends replacement of the sewer line that ties into the main Pima utility sewer line from Palo Verde Restaurant. This sewer line is failing and is in need of a replacement. There were 3 bids sent out to Farnsworth Construction, Buildcon, JP, and Sons. Farnsworth Construction submitted a bill of $35,496. The other 2 builders, Buildcon and JP and Sons, replied as no bid for this project. Management recommends the bid from Farnsworth Construction for $35,496 plus a 15% contingency of $5,324. Total price of $40,820. Board, is there any clarifications, questions, comments? Hearing none, shall I leave this item on the agenda?
Yes.
Next on the agenda is tab number 4. Management recommends replacement of the current Toro Workman with an X-Mark 48-inch mower. The current Toro Workman has served its useful life and is worn out. Outstanding preventative maintenance program had extended its useful life, and the current mower will be sold. Struggle with that one. 5 competitive bids were received from A to Z Equipment for $13,633, Horizon for $13,669, Simpson Norton from $19,110, Turf Store Western for $19,306, and Professional Turf for $20,830. All bidders have offered the same factory warranty. Management recommends the bid from A to Z Equipment for $13,633. Board members, are there any comments or questions?
I have one question, Mr. President.
For me,
replacing is a Toro Exmark. It's a small riding mower. And what we're gonna replace it with is what you see all the landscapers in the valley running with. And it's a commercial machine that does double the work that the Toro does and $78,000 less.
What's it called, a Toro what?
The machine we're replacing,
Yeah.
the Toro Zebra, I believe.
Maybe we should just change that to Toro Z.
Yeah, I just received this and saw that as a workman and was wondering how that was called a workman. But the code on the machine is, it states it's a riding mower.
I'll get it from Karen to see if it's a Z mark, whatever they're calling it. You're right, I've never seen it work.
Do we have a photograph of it?
I don't have one with me, no.
But do we have
Yeah.
one?
Big deal.
Okay. So it's really a mower, it's not a
Yeah.
Toro
Yes.
work.
It's got a landscape, small cutting units, is you can maneuver in common areas, plant trees, and rows and that.
So should we change that language?
I think we should change workman to whatever.
Yeah.
Really is.
Whatever it really is.
Okay, thank you.
And it's not a Toro.
Okay. Thanks, management. That's, that, Bill, appreciate that. We'll make sure that that is changed for next week's agenda. Are there any other questions or comments or clarifications needed? Shall we leave this on?
Yes.
Under PV Gate Fund, there is none. Capital Improvement Fund request. This is your tab number 5. Management recommends the remodel and expansion of the current Palo Verde restrooms. Work is to be completed per architectural plans. The project is to be funded by a split of 67% for capital improvement funds and 33% for capital reserve funds. 3 competitive bids were received from Farnsworth Construction for $169,383, BuildCon for $270,000, and JP and Sons no bid this project. Warranty would come from the Registrar of Contractors. Management recommends the bid from Farnsworth Construction for $169,383, plus a 15% contingency for $25,407. That would be a total price of $194,790. Farnsworth Construction has been a preferred vendor for major projects for our association and has been in business in the valley for over 40 years. Board members, are there any questions, comments, or needed clarifications? Shall I leave this on the agenda?
Yes.
Voluntary Contribution Fund, there is none. Cottonwood Bar and Grill renovation, there is none. I have a question on that, Patty. Since we have that under project, do we still want to leave this like this on the agenda? Is there something that may be coming up? Or will this always be reported under the project reports?
Project report is what Don does. This is if we have anything like change orders.
This would be change orders. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. Under old business, there is none. Under new business, there is none. Since there are no homeowners present, there will be no comment. Board members, are there any other comments or questions that you have in reference to the agenda? We want to thank those of you today that were watching on live stream. We wish all of our homeowners to remember to wear your mask and maintain social distancing at all times in the public and while using the community amenities. Please be safe, stay healthy. Tune in next week for the board meeting on July 29th at 3 p.m. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.